when your legs start feeling like dead weight, when the numbness keeps creeping up, when that tingling gets so unbearable it steals your sleep night after night, most people tell themselves the same thing. I'm getting old. There's nothing I can do. But I'm here to tell you that is the biggest lie you've ever believed about your own body, because today I'm going to show you the truth that will completely change how you see those numb, tingling legs and feet. And once you hear this, you will never look at this problem the same way again. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because what I'm about to share is something you genuinely cannot afford to miss. Close your eyes for a second and picture this. You wake up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor, and it feels like there's no life left in your legs, like they belong to someone else. You walk, but you can barely feel the ground beneath you. Your steps feel uncertain, unsteady, like your body and your brain have stopped communicating properly. And then at night, the moment you lie down, your calves start buzzing. That deep, crawling, electric sensation, like thousands of ants marching through your legs. You shift, you turn, you stack pillows under your feet. Nothing works. You can't get comfortable. You can't get proper rest. And by morning, you wake up exhausted before the day has even begun. And slowly, quietly, fear starts to build inside you. What if this gets worse? What if one day walking becomes impossible? What if I become a burden to the people I love? I want you to know something before we go any further. That fear you carry, it is valid, it is real, but it is also based on incomplete information. And incomplete information is exactly what keeps people suffering when they don't have to. If you stay with me until the end of this video, that fear is going to lose its grip on you, because I'm going to give you 4 remedies that go straight to the root cause of this problem. Not just managing symptoms on the surface, actually addressing what is happening inside your body, not guesswork, not old wives' tales, science, research. And the best part? You can start tonight with things already in your home. But first, you need to understand why this is happening. Because once you understand the cause, everything I'm about to tell you will make complete logical sense. And when something makes sense to you, you actually follow through with it. So stay with me here, because this next part is important. Why does this happen after 60? As your body ages past 60, a lot changes internally. Some of those changes you can see, the gray hair, the slower recovery, the stiffness in the morning. But the most dangerous changes are the ones you cannot see, the ones happening silently deep inside your body for years before you even notice the consequences. The quietest and most dangerous of these changes happens inside your blood vessels. When you were young, your veins and arteries were like brand new rubber hoses, soft, flexible, smooth on the inside. Blood moved through them freely, easily, reaching every corner of your body with full oxygen and nutrients. But with age, those walls begin to change. They harden, they lose their elasticity. And over time, deposits begin to build up along the inner walls of your blood vessels. Your legs and feet are the furthest points from your heart. They are already the last stop on the delivery route. So when circulation slows down anywhere in the body, the legs and feet feel it first. They suffer first, and they suffer most. When blood flow slows, less oxygen reaches the nerves in your lower limbs, and nerves are extraordinarily sensitive to oxygen deprivation. Even a modest reduction in oxygen supply causes them to begin misfiring, sending confused signals, creating sensations that feel like numbness, tingling, burning, heaviness, or that awful crawling feeling that visits you at night. This is not random. This is not mysterious. And most importantly, this is not something you simply have to accept. Your body is telling you, in the only language it has, that something needs to change. And the 4 remedies I'm about to share with you speak directly back to that problem. Each one in a different way, each one targeting a different piece of the puzzle. Let's get into the first one. Remedy number 1, warm rock salt and clove foot soak. I know, it sounds almost too simple. You might be wondering, if this actually worked, wouldn't everyone already be doing it? But simplicity is not weakness. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones hiding in plain sight. And when you understand the science behind this remedy, you'll wonder why no one told you sooner. Let's start with the rock salt. Rock salt is not just ordinary table salt. The two are very different things. Rock salt is rich in magnesium. And magnesium is one of the most important minerals for vascular health that exists. Magnesium's primary job in the body is to act as a natural muscle relaxant. It tells smooth muscle tissue, including the smooth muscle that lines the walls of your blood vessels, to relax and open up. When your blood vessels are tense and constricted, circulation suffers. When they are relaxed and dilated, blood moves freely. Now here's something that surprises many people. Magnesium can be absorbed through the skin, not as efficiently as through food or supplements, but when you soak your feet in magnesium-rich water, a meaningful amount does pass through the skin barrier and enter your tissue. This is why magnesium foot soaks have been studied and used in clinical settings for conditions involving poor circulation and nerve discomfort. The warm water itself is doing important work too. Heat causes thermal vasodilation. Your blood vessels physically widen in response to warmth. This alone increases blood flow to the lower legs and feet significantly. Combined with the magnesium from the rock salt, you are attacking the circulation problem from two directions simultaneously, but then we add cloves. And this is where the real power of this remedy reveals itself. Cloves contain a compound called eugenol. Eugenol is a naturally occurring vasodilator, meaning it actively causes blood vessels to expand. Research has shown that eugenol inhibits platelet aggregation, which is the tendency of blood cells to clump together and slow circulation. It also has mild analgesic properties, which is why you feel a soothing sensation when cloves are part of your soak. When warm water, rock salt, and cloves work together in a single soak, they create a three-layered circulatory intervention. The warmth opens the vessels. The magnesium relaxes them. The eugenol actively dilates and clears them. For your tired, oxygen-starved leg nerves, this is like turning on a tap that had been running at a trickle for years. Here's exactly how to do it. Take a large bucket, large enough to comfortably fit both feet and your ankles. Fill it with water that is genuinely warm, not just lukewarm. It should feel deeply soothing when you put your feet in, hot enough to feel the therapeutic effect, not hot enough to cause any discomfort or redness to the skin. Add 100 grams of rock salt, roughly a generous half cup. Stir until it begins to dissolve. Now add 25 whole cloves. But before you put them in, take a moment to lightly crush them. Just a gentle press with the back of a spoon or with your fingers. This breaks the outer surface and allows the eugenol oil to release directly into the water rather than staying sealed inside the clove. This step makes a significant difference. Lower your feet into the water slowly. Let your body adjust to the warmth for the first minute or two. Then, for the next 20 minutes, do two things. First, remain still enough to allow the minerals and compounds to absorb through your skin. Second, every few minutes, gently wiggle your toes, flex your feet, and slowly rotate your ankles in both directions. This gentle movement acts as a pump. It activates the calf muscles, which play a critical role in pushing venous blood back up toward the heart. Movement plus the external therapy creates a compounding effect. After 20 minutes, pat your feet dry gently with a soft towel. Don't rub. Then keep your feet warm, put on socks if needed, and avoid cold floors for at least 30 minutes afterward. Do this every night, 1 hour before bed for a minimum of 10 consecutive days. Here is why the timing matters. Your circulation naturally slows during the early evening hours. Doing this, soak 1 hour before sleep, sets your circulation in a stronger state right before your body enters its overnight repair mode. You are essentially giving your legs a head start on the healing your body tries to do while you sleep. Most people report within 10 days that their feet feel warmer when they wake up, that the heaviness they used to feel in the mornings has eased. Small changes, but unmistakable ones. This remedy works primarily on the feet and lower legs, the distal end of your circulation. But what about when the numbness has climbed higher? What if the heaviness is in your thighs? What if your lower back aches as well? What if the problem feels more widespread, more internal? That's where remedy number 2 comes in. And unlike the foot soak, which works from the outside, this one works from deep inside your body. Remedy number 2, ginger and cinnamon tea. 2 ingredients, 1 cup, taken every morning. And the results, when maintained consistently, are the kind that people describe as quietly life-changing. Let me explain exactly why. Ginger is one of the most studied natural compounds in the world, but most people who use it are not using it for what I'm about to describe. Inside ginger root is a bioactive compound called gingerol. Gingerol has been extensively researched for its effects on cardiovascular health, and what the research consistently shows is this. Gingerol has a natural anticoagulant effect. It helps keep blood from thickening and becoming sluggish. It works against the tendency of blood to become viscous and slow-moving, which is exactly what contributes to poor circulation in aging bodies. Beyond that, gingerol has been shown to have a direct effect on the endothelium, the thin layer of cells lining the inside of every blood vessel in your body. When the endothelium is damaged or inflamed, blood vessels become stiff and narrow. Gingerol helps protect and restore endothelial function, which means the vessels themselves become healthier and more capable of carrying adequate blood flow. Now add cinnamon. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, the compound responsible for its distinctive flavor and smell. But cinnamaldehyde does something remarkable in the body. It has been shown in research to improve insulin sensitivity and help stabilize blood sugar levels. Why does this matter for circulation? Because chronically elevated blood sugar is one of the most damaging forces acting on your blood vessels. It causes a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to the proteins in vessel walls and make them stiff and brittle. Even in people who are not diabetic, blood sugar fluctuations that come with age and diet contribute to this process. Cinnamon works against it. It helps keep blood sugar stable, which in turn keeps your vessel walls more supple and functional. Together, ginger and cinnamon create a two-pronged internal intervention. Ginger improves the quality and flow of the blood itself. Cinnamon protects and maintains the health of the vessel walls that blood flows through. Every single cup you drink is doing both things simultaneously. Here's how to prepare it correctly. Take 1 fresh inch of ginger root. Fresh, not powdered, because fresh ginger has a significantly higher concentration of active gingerol. Grate it finely so the surface area is maximized and the compounds release fully into the water. Take 1 cinnamon stick. Again, the whole stick is preferable to powder because it releases its compounds more slowly and evenly. If you only have powder, half a teaspoon will work. Place both in 2 cups of cold water. In a small saucepan. Bring it to a gentle boil, then reduce to a low simmer. Allow it to simmer for, get 10 full minutes. You are not in a hurry here. The longer it simmers within that window, the more the active compounds extract into the water. After 10 minutes, you should have roughly 1 cup of concentrated tea remaining. Strain it through a fine sieve into your cup. If you find the taste too sharp on its own, add a small drizzle of raw honey, not sugar. Raw honey has its own mild anti-inflammatory properties and will not spike your blood sugar the way refined sugar does. Drink this every morning on an empty stomach while it is still warm for a minimum of 21 consecutive days. I want to be honest with you about why 21 days is the minimum. Internal vascular improvement is not something that happens overnight. The deposits that have built up inside your blood vessels accumulated over years. They will not dissolve in a week. But with consistent daily use, most people begin to notice meaningful shifts around the 3-week mark. The heaviness in the legs eases. The cold feeling in the feet starts to lift. The legs that used to feel like they were wearing invisible weights start to feel lighter. This is cumulative healing. It builds day by day, which is exactly why consistency matters more than intensity. Now we move to the third remedy, and this one is for those of you for whom the problem has been present for a long time, for those of you who have tried things and found that the results weren't enough, for those of you where the numbness isn't occasional, it is constant. It is your daily reality. Remedy number 3, Epsom salt and mustard seed hot compress. This remedy targets deep tissue. It is designed specifically for stubborn, long-standing circulatory blockage that has had years to establish itself, and the science behind why it works is genuinely fascinating. Let's start with Epsom salt. Epsom salt is chemically known as magnesium sulfate. It is not the same as the magnesium in rock salt. The sulfate component adds an additional dimension. When magnesium sulfate is absorbed through the skin, it works specifically on muscular and neural tissue. It reduces the kind of deep muscle tension that constricts blood vessels from the outside. Think of it this way. Your blood vessels don't just have their own walls to contend with, they are surrounded by muscle tissue. When that surrounding tissue is chronically tense and tight, it compresses the vessels and restricts flow. Magnesium sulfate releases that external compression, allowing vessels to open more fully. Now, mustard seeds. Mustard seeds contain a compound called allyl isothiocyanate. When mustard seeds are heated, this compound becomes active and begins to produce a powerful warming effect in tissue. But this is not superficial warmth. This is a deep thermogenic response, the kind that causes blood vessels deep in muscle tissue to dilate significantly, dramatically increasing blood flow to the area. This is why mustard has been used in traditional medicine across many cultures for generations as a treatment for deep aching and poor circulation, long before anyone understood the biochemistry. The people who used it simply knew that it worked. Now we understand exactly why. When Epsom salt and mustard seeds are combined in a hot compress, you get something remarkable. The heat opens the surface vessels, the mustard drives deep thermogenic vasodilation, the magnesium sulfate releases the muscular compression around those vessels. All three mechanisms working simultaneously to flood an area with fresh oxygenated blood. For someone whose calves, thighs, or lower back have been starved of adequate circulation for years, this compress can produce a level of relief that surprises even people who were deeply skeptical. Here's exactly how to prepare and use it. Take 2 generous handfuls of Epsom salt and set aside. Take 1 handful of whole mustard seeds. Place them in a dry pan over medium heat. Stir them gently and continuously. You are listening and watching for one specific thing. The moment they begin to pop and jump slightly in the pan. As soon as you hear that, they are ready. Remove them from heat immediately. This light toasting activates the allyl isothiocyanate without destroying it. Now bring approximately 2 liters of water to a full boil in a large pot. Add the Epsom salt and stir until fully dissolved. Then add the toasted mustard seeds. Reduce to a simmer and allow everything to steep together for just 5 minutes. The water will take on a slightly golden color and a distinctive warm aroma. That aroma is the active compounds releasing into the water. Take a thick towel, a bath towel folded in half works well. Submerge it in the hot liquid. Using tongs or thick gloves, carefully lift it out and wring it until it is damp but not dripping. Test the temperature against the inside of your wrist before applying it to your skin. It should feel intensely warm, not painful. Apply the towel to the area of greatest discomfort. This might be your calves, your thighs, your lower back, wherever the numbness, heaviness, or tingling is most concentrated. Hold it there for 10 minutes. Then return the towel to the pot, allow it to reheat for a minute, wring it again, and reapply. Continue this cycle for a total of 20 minutes per session. After each session, wrap the treated area in a dry towel or blanket for at least 20 minutes. This traps the therapeutic warmth and allows the tissue to continue responding to the treatment even after the compress is removed. Do not expose the area to cold air or cold surfaces immediately after. Perform this treatment 3 times per week for 7 consecutive days. To begin with, after your first week, most people with long-standing circulatory issues begin to report a tangible change in how the affected areas feel. Less locked, less cold, less disconnected. We have 1 remedy remaining, and this one works differently from all the others. The first 3 work on circulation, clearing the path so blood can move. This final remedy works on the blood vessels themselves, rebuilding their strength, their flexibility, their structural integrity from the inside out. Remedy 4. Turmeric and black pepper milk. Of all 4 remedies, this is the one with perhaps the deepest body of scientific research behind it, and it is also the one that most people are doing incorrectly, which means they are getting only a fraction of the benefit they could be receiving. Let me explain. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most extensively studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds in existence. The research on curcumin is remarkable in its scope. Studies have demonstrated that curcumin reduces systemic inflammation, protects the endothelial lining of blood vessels, improves arterial elasticity, and directly supports nerve repair and regeneration. For someone whose legs and feet are suffering from years of circulatory compromise and nerve irritation, curcumin addresses multiple layers of that damage simultaneously. It reduces the inflammation that is stiffening your vessel walls. It helps repair the nerve tissue that is generating those painful tingling sensations. It improves the flexibility of the arteries that are restricting blood flow. One compound, multiple mechanisms, all pointing in the same direction. But here is the critical problem that almost everyone misses. Curcumin is extremely poorly bioavailable on its own. When you consume turmeric without anything else, your digestive system processes it and excretes most of it before it can be absorbed into your bloodstream and reach the tissues where it needs to work. Studies have shown that as little as 1% of consumed curcumin actually makes it into circulation when taken alone. This is why so many people say they've tried turmeric and didn't notice much difference. They were taking it wrong. Curcumin needs piperine, the active compound in black pepper, to be properly absorbed. Piperine inhibits the liver and intestinal enzymes that break curcumin down too quickly. When piperine is present alongside curcumin, absorption increases by up to 2,000%. 2,000%. That is not a small difference. That is the difference between taking something and actually receiving its benefit. When you combine these two correctly and take them in warm milk, the fat in the milk further aids absorption of these fat-soluble compounds. You create one of the most bioavailable natural anti-inflammatory and vascular supportive drinks that exists. Here's how to prepare it. Every night, 30 minutes before bed, warm 1 full glass of milk. Whole milk is preferable. The fat content aids absorption. If you are lactose intolerant, full-fat coconut milk works extremely well as an alternative and contains its own beneficial fatty acids. To the warm milk, add 1 full teaspoon of turmeric powder. Here? Then add half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, or regular black pepper powder if that is what you have. Stir thoroughly until both are fully incorporated. Drink it slowly while it is still warm. Do not rush this drink. Sip it. Let it be a ritual. 5 minutes of stillness before you sleep. Take this every night for 30 consecutive nights without interruption. Here is what to watch for over those 30 nights. In the first week, you may notice your sleep beginning to improve slightly. Curcumin has mild sedative and calming properties that support deeper rest. In the second and third week, watch for a gradual reduction in the intensity of nighttime tingling. The buzzing, the crawling, the electric sensations that visit you at night, they should begin to quiet. By the end of 30 days, most people report that their legs feel noticeably lighter, their feet feel warmer when they wake, and the nighttime tingling that once felt like an unwelcome nightly visitor has become significantly less frequent and less intense. That is curcumin rebuilding what years of inflammation had slowly damaged, one night at a time. Putting it all together. Let's take a moment to look at what these 4 remedies are doing as a complete system. Because I want you to understand that this is not 4 separate things. This is one coordinated approach working on 4 different layers of the same problem. The rock salt and clove foot soak works externally. It uses heat, magnesium, and eugenol to directly increase circulation to your feet and lower legs right now, tonight. It provides immediate, tangible relief while the deeper remedies have time to build. The ginger and cinnamon tea works internally on the blood and the vessel walls. Gingerol improves blood quality and flow. Cinnamaldehyde protects vessel walls from sugar-related damage. Every morning you are doing maintenance on the internal infrastructure that circulation depends on. The Epsom salt and mustard seed compress provides deep, targeted therapy for areas where the blockage is most entrenched. It uses thermogenic compounds and magnesium sulfate to drive blood into tissue that has been underperfused for a long time. This is your heavy intervention, used 3 times a week to address the most stubborn areas. The turmeric and black pepper milk works at the cellular level, reducing the chronic inflammation that is stiffening your vessels, repairing nerve tissue, and gradually restoring the elasticity and strength to blood vessel walls that age has taken away. External circulation support, internal blood and vessel maintenance, deep targeted therapy for stubborn areas, cellular repair and anti-inflammation. 4 layers, 1 problem, addressed completely. Now I want you to think about something for a moment. What would it actually mean for your life to have lighter legs in the morning, to feel the ground properly when you walk, to lie down at night and not spend the first hour shifting and turning because your calves are buzzing, to stop carrying that quiet fear about where this is all heading? It would mean independence. It would mean confidence. It would mean walking to the kitchen, the garden, the market, without calculating whether your legs will cooperate. It would mean sleeping through the night and waking up feeling rested, not depleted. These are not small things. These are the things that define quality of life. And the path to them is not complicated. It does not require expensive equipment. It does not require a prescription. It requires 4 ingredients most of you already have at home and the consistency to apply them correctly over the coming weeks. The choice now is entirely yours. You can close this video and go back to the same morning heaviness, the same nighttime tingling, the same slow accumulation of fear about what the future holds for your mobility. Or you can start tonight. Just one remedy, the foot soak, 20 minutes, and 10 days from now, judge for yourself whether something has shifted. Because here is what I know with complete certainty. Your body has not given up on you. Your nerves still respond. Your blood vessels still adapt. Your circulation can still improve. The biology is still there. It simply needs the right support delivered consistently over enough time. That is what these 4 remedies provide. If this video gave you something valuable today, if you feel like you now understand your body better than you did 17 minutes ago, please take 1 second and hit the like button. It costs you nothing, and it helps this information reach the people who are searching for it right now, suffering in silence, thinking there is no answer. Share this with someone in your life who is struggling with the same thing, a parent, a sibling, a friend. You might be the reason they finally find relief. And subscribe to this channel, because every week I bring you information like this. Practical, grounded in science, designed for real people dealing with real health challenges that deserve real answers. Take care of yourself, stay consistent, and please do not ignore what your legs are trying to tell you. They are not complaining, they are asking for help, and now you know exactly how to give it to them.